Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to Beginner Bass Lessons. So today we're going to build on what we've been learning over the past couple of weeks. So what we're going to do, we've been working with major triads and we've been working with minor triads. We've been moving it around the cycle of fourths, playing them in different inversions, and of course creating walking bass lines with them, right? So cool. So we've learnt all that, and if you've missed some of those videos, please feel free to check out the channel. Go and check out Patreon. There's loads of exercises and activities to help you guys if you want to take this further. But we're going to take this one step further now, and we're going to start looking at sevenths. Okay, so major sevens, minor sevens, dominant sevens, and 7 flat fives. And we're just gonna take it one kind of arpeggio at a time, right? So remember, the reason as bass players we're doing this and we're learning arpeggios is that it's our job to outline the chords, right? So when we're in a band, guitarist, pianist, playing the harmony, it's our job to outline those chords. So we have talked about how triads were formed, and we talked about how we stack thirds to create these triads. So for a major triad, we have the root note. We then stack a major third to get the E, obviously in the key of C, and then we stack a minor third to get to G. With a minor triad, we had the root, we were stacking a minor third, and then a major third. So the good news is with arpeggios, it's exactly the same. We're just still stacking thirds. So today we're going to be working with a major 7, okay? And all we're going to do, essentially, we're going to take the triad we've been working on. So the major triad, we're in C. So C, major third to E, minor third to G. And we're just going to add another major third. We're still stacking thirds, right? So root, major third, minor third, major third. And that gives us our major 7 arpeggio. So we're starting in second position, which means we're playing the root note with our second finger. Then we're going to the E with our first, the G with the fourth, and then we're playing the B, the 7th, with our third. Okay? So we're going to get that, firstly, just nice and comfortable. Okay? We're playing in C. Okay, and the tabs will be up on Patreon for this, guys. And if you've watched my lessons before, it'll be no surprise that once we're kind of feeling good with the position itself, we're then going to move it around the cycle of fourths. So we're practicing it in all 12 keys, right? So let's have a go. And again, if you haven't watched the cycle of fourths video, it's on my channel. Please feel free to go and check it out. So we're going to start in C. We're going to move the arpeggio around the cycle of fourths, and we'll go from there. So no metronome. Let's just get it comfortable under the fingers first, okay? So here we go. So not too bad. Can always use some more work and more improvement. But we've taken the arpeggio, we've taken it in its second position, and we've moved moved it all around, all 12 keys, okay? All around the cycle of fourths. So once we've got the second position kind of under our fingers, we're moving it all around the cycle of fourths, nice and comfortable, we've got to start looking at different ways to play it. So remember we said all up an arpeggio is the stacking of thirds. So we've got our root, which was C, stack a major third, we get to the E, stack a minor third, we get to the G, then a major third again. And that gives us our seventh, in this case a B. But so that doesn't mean we can only play it in this way, right? We don't want to focus on the pattern, we want to focus on how it's built. So we worked through this second position, but what about the first position, right? So we're still playing the same notes, still in the key of C, we're just playing it in a different position, okay? So we're still going to start on the root note, which is the 8th fret of the E string. We're going to stack the major third to get to the E. Then we're going to add the minor third to get to the G. And then we add that major third again to get to the B, right? So now we have two ways of playing the arpeggio. So second position, and then first position. Okay, cool. So again, we're going to do a bit of work, getting that under the fingers, feeling good, feeling comfortable. And then of course, we're going to move it all around the cycle of fourths, so play it in all 12 keys, okay? So again, no metronome, let's just get it comfortable. Here we go. Oh, so I played them. That's a bit better. So I actually went to I played a dominant arpeggio there. So rather than playing I played a dominant, which is the flattened 7th, right? So let's give that another go. Let's start again. It's kind of an important point, right? Don't practice your mistakes. If you make a mistake, stop, figure out what the problem is, and try and go again, okay? The issue was that we got to the B, and I played the flat 7 rather than the 7, okay? So let's give it another go. We're going to start again from C. Better. And then we come back. So not perfect, still need some practice, but the principle's there. And again, when we find stuff we're uncomfortable with, it gives us something to practice, right? Rather than just coming in and just noodling what we usually would play. We want to find the weaknesses and improve on them, okay? So we've looked at C major 7, well, just major 7 I should say, and major 7 in its first position as well. So we now have these two ways to play this arpeggio, right? Which is great. But again, if you watch my videos before, we're going to take that one step further and play it another way, okay? So second position, play the root of our second finger, 3rd, 5th, 7th, first position. And again, the tabs for this will be on Patreon. But we can also play it another way, right? And we talked about in an earlier video, not to, although the bass is a patternistic instrument, and you can take the same shape and play it all around the neck, we don't want to think of it that way. We want to think of it as stacking thirds. So yeah, we could just learn the second position and be done with it, but it kind of restricts us, right? So we want to be as flexible with this as we can. So we've got another way we can play it, and that'll be fourth position. So this time we're going to use our little finger on the root, and we're just going to stack the thirds, right? So we've got C, stacking a major third to E, stacking a minor third to G, and then we've got another major third to B, right? But as I'm sure you guys know, there are different ways to play the B. Well, any note, right? There's, you know, we've got multiple notes all over the neck. So we've got a B here, and we've got a B there. Okay, we've got a B here. So I personally prefer to, rather than C, E, G, B, I prefer to come back down and play the B there. So C, E, G, B. Yeah, it just fits under the hand nicer. And we don't, you know, there's no point making our life more difficult than it needs to be. So we can play the B up here, but I prefer to play it here. Okay. So we've got this position, 4-finger position. I need to practice it a bit more myself. Okay, so we're going to get that nice, comfortable under the fingers, and then again, we're going to move it around the cycle of fourths or 12 keys and get comfortable playing this all over the neck in all different keys, okay? So we're going to start in C, no metronome, we're going to take our time and focus on getting it right, okay? So here we go. So even not perfect by any standards, and it's something, again, that I can work on today. We'll give it one more go. Again, no metronome, just take it nice and easy. So not a bit better, still not 100%, but not bad. Okay, cool. And that's kind of where we're going to leave it today, guys. We've started looking at this C major 7 arpeggio, and just like triads, think of it as stacking thirds. So we've got the root, major third, minor third, major thirds, and we've looked at the arpeggio in 3 different positions, 3 different ways we can play it, right? We've looked at second position, first position, and 4th position. So all the tabs are going to be on Patreon. Remember, take your time with it, get comfortable, and make sure it feels good under the fingers. And I will see you in a couple of days for the next lesson. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.